Try this again. 12:23 p.m. August 28, 2012. Internet just literally locked up. Just going to go over some prophecies that the Lord has given me just this year quickly before my internet it just locked up on me. I gave a prophecy, whether you believe in that or not, really doesn't affect my life other than I pray for you. I made a prophecy where I was doing a circle like that, and I saw just a couple months ago, I saw that these earthquakes would go around in a circle and they would come up from the south. Look at that. Look at all those. They're just stacked on top of each other and would come up through Mexico and then Southern California. I said exactly that. And ultimately they will come up to Northern California near the Fort Bragg area, from Oregon down to the Mendocino County area in Fort Bragg, California. And that is yet to happen, but you can see I gave a 3-day period of California getting hit, and it happened on the 3rd day. No one will be able to deny that. I talked about outbreaks. Well, my brother worked with the health department for 22 years. I'm not going to say which agency, but you know, this is today's date. This is the hantavirus. You know, he told me it was a level 4 outbreak. It's the only level 4 outbreak he ever worked in 22 years, and it's now took its second person. That they tell us. That's what I want you to know. That the media will tell us. We only know what we're told unless you're in the industry. Well, my brother retired from that industry, and he's still doing something similar to it up north. But I'm not going to expose him or say what he does. I will say this: during a lot of these anthrax calls on the 9/11, he was going through airports in spacesuits, going right into planes and going into the bathroom and testing it, and it was powdered sugar off of a donut. So a lot of this stuff is fear tactics. This outbreak stuff right here is real. People will say this ain't happening, it's a hoax. Oh yeah, it's happening all right. This whole world is going to get hit with these things. Here's Chicago. Look, it crashed. Let's see if I can refresh this. Oh, my internet just keeps crashing because the enemy, we have an enemy, whether you believe that or not, doesn't want this out. 2 die in Legionnaire's disease. It's what you see the word outbreak. I'm just showing you what's ongoing in God's kingdom again today. This is what I want you to take notice of. Now, 2 that they tell us, and we all trust Chicago, right? That's where they had the NATO summit, and look where it occurred, Ben. Look where they were at the hotel. What happened between mid-July and mid-August? Someone once said that my martial law prophecy didn't come true because, and this is kind of silly, because I didn't say when it was going to happen. My answer was it remains to be seen what they planned at the summit. Well, this occurred during, everybody remember the Chicago UN NATO summit? We're so quick to forget about these things. Well, look at this. And then I talked about martial law. We've already forgotten that that NORAD just ran drills over Washington D.C. for 2 days and 2 nights. Literally, Washington D.C. This just happened on Friday and Saturday, or Thursday and Friday. Not one news story about jets and Blackhawks and everything flying over our nation's capital. Well, here it is. Look, they did it in L.A., they did it in Florida, and now they're heading to Minneapolis. They're a Black Hawk helicopter training zone. What in the city of, this is our new normal? Really? If you see military helicopters flying low over Minneapolis, don't be alarmed, it says. People, wake up, man. They're just training. It's the U.S. Special Operations Command. Oh, they're just training. They can't go out in the desert or fly or train off of their, come on, please. Is it wake up time or not? I mean, they're not giving out their exact training locations because they don't want crowds to gather. No, but they're going to, this just happened in Washington, D.C. last Thursday and Friday. Let's just stick to the facts. So that would have been the 23rd and the 24th. It happened in LA, Los Angeles. It happened in Washington, D.C. Now it's coming to Minnesota, and they're saying don't be alarmed. I'm telling you, be alarmed, be very alarmed. Keep your eyes open, and I'll put a link to everything. And another thing, this fake assassination plot. You know, it says the Antichrist will be the one who suffers a mortal head wound and lives. Well, has anybody seen this story? These soldiers actually killed. These are. Read this story, because what I'm doing is just giving out a message. I'm not trying to put fear in anybody. I'm trying to make sure that people are awake of what's happening in the world. Okay, so the earthquakes. We got the earthquakes. It did happen. We got the outbreak. It is happening and ongoing. Hunta, you name it. Now Legionnaire's disease in Chicago, where they had the NATO summit. Oh yeah. And now you got this martial law stuff occurring all over, and they're saying don't be alarmed. Yeah, until they tell you don't go outside of your door after 10 p.m. And then what are you going to do? After they've tried to take your guns and label you as a radical. Notice how everything's crashing on my internet. Read this story. 4 Army soldiers based in southeast Georgia killed a former comrade and his girlfriend to protect an anarchist militia group they formed that stockpiled assault weapons and plotted a range of anti-government attacks. These are soldiers. Do you understand that? They're military soldiers. Allegedly, they spent $87,000 of guns and bomb components, and the group was they were serious enough to kill 2 people, Mike Rourke and his 17-year-old friend, by shooting them in the woods. Now, where is this in the news? It's a domestic terrorist organization. They just look. I'm just going to show you what I saw out of this. The group is called Fear, Forever Enduring, Always Ready, and they're claiming that it's military veterans and active duty people who have a plan to overthrow the government. No, I'm not making this up. To overthrow the government and assassinate the president. That's what this story says. So everybody remember this. Do you remember what happened in Washington, where the Secret Service went out? Because they're not tying this together, but I am. This is all just a big false flag operation. False flag operation to bring in martial law. We have to learn to discern the false from the real. Why all of a sudden are all these outbreaks occurring all over the place? Where are the viruses coming from? You ever ask yourself that? Everybody just remember this as I close. The earthquakes, everything. There's a false flag. Everybody's looking at Isaac. I'm not. I mean, everybody's looking at all the wrong areas. Look, man, you need to realize that an Antichrist is going to rise. You need to look at Matthew 24 and Luke 21 and Revelation and everything that Jesus Christ said, not what the media is telling you or Alex Jones is telling you, what's prophesied in the Word of God. There will be someone rise to power. He will suffer a mortal head wound. He will declare himself Jesus Christ, and he will deceive the world. Now, what I want to tell you is, in Washington State, just north of me, the Secret Service went out and allegedly, I wasn't there, but it's in the newspaper, they arrested a man who confronted the Secret Service and the FBI with a shotgun. And is he tied to these people that he'd sent emails to kill our president? I'm asking you. Is all... that's my father. Gotta go. Peace out. Just keep your eyes open.